3 August 1965. Following a July Viet Cong or VC mortar and sapper attack on Da Nang Air Base that destroyed 3 aircraft and damaged a further 3, and after receiving fire from a VC force coming from the hamlet of Com Nay 4, Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment is sent to the South Vietnamese village of Com Nay in support of Operation Blastout with orders to destroy the VC forces and their fortifications, including any structures from which they receive fire. Commonplace military procedure for U.S. forces when villages or areas were generally uncooperative or hostile were to burn down the villages and rounding up civilians for deportation to refugee camps in urban areas or Republic of Vietnam controlled areas. As the Marines moved into the village, they were met with sporadic small arms and sniper fire, with 1 Marine wounded in action, but the VC withdrew. The entire village was extensively entrenched and fortified, and the Marines found 267 Punji stick traps, 3 grenade booby traps, and 6 anti-personnel mines. The Marines then proceeded to destroy 51 huts and 38 trenches, tunnels, and fighting positions. The Marines used flamethrowers, cigarette lighters, and bulldozers to set fire to the structures made up of straw, thatch, and bamboo, and bulldozing homes made of sturdier materials. With dusk approaching, the Marines began to withdraw and again came under fire from the VC. The Marines then called in an artillery and mortar barrage, and 4 105mm shells and 21 81mm mortar rounds hit the VC positions. Major General Lewis W. Walt, the commander of the 3rd Marine Division, said in a statement that the civilians had been urged in advance by helicopter loudspeakers to go to open fields where they would be safe before their homes were burned down. The Marines were accompanied by CBS reporter Morley Safer and a South Vietnamese cameraman, and while the newspaper reports of the deliberate destruction of homes had little impact, American television viewers were shocked when they saw film of the attack on the CBS Evening News 2 days later, and President Lyndon Johnson was infuriated by the CBS decision to show the war in an unfavorable light. The film showed a Marine, armed with a rifle, lighting a hut with his cigarette lighter. According to Safer's report, the Marines were under orders to burn to the ground any hamlet from which they received even a single burst of sniper fire. The huts were burned to ensure that they would not be reused by VC forces after the Americans moved on. The VC force, estimated to be between 30 and 100 strong, had fired upon the Marines as they withdrew from the village, with 4 Marines wounded in action. No enemy bodies were found. The Marines assumed they carried off the killed in action. According to the 10 October 1965 issue of the Marine Corps Gazette, the Marines used great force on August 3rd at Cam Nay because they expected it to be occupied by VC soldiers. They had taken casualties there the previous month. They felt that the CBS report was distorted and were critical of CBS for telling only part of the story. On 9 August, another Marine unit operating near the village came under enemy fire, with 2 Marines who were KIA and more than 20 wounded in action. The Marines decided to complete the job of securing the area, and on 18 August, the Marines returned in force, but with this time, the villagers were given full warning. In addition to searching Cam Nay, the Marines built shelters for Vietnamese civilians, and the entire village was cleared. Until next time, Semper Fi, and carry on.